Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online challenge. We're back again with Temur Eldrazi Ramp, though a few changes of bait to the list. We're playing against Energy or Storm. Kind of feel like it might be Storm since they did not fetch there. Tempted to go Temple into Rumble. That'd be my initial thought. Question is, do I imprint or not? No reason to do so right away, though I guess if we draw into, let's say, a Talisman, that could be reason to. Because, well, no. Yeah, never mind. So we'll just go Temple and pass. Worse if we draw into a Talisman, then we take 1 damage. Not the end of the world. Yeah, looking like Storm, methinks. So we really want to rush out this World Breaker if at all possible. Maybe not. Hollow Fountain. Jeskai control? Potentially. Oh, let's go Forest. Rumble. Do you have a Spell Snare? We could go Sowing Myco Spawn on 3 and kick. And let's go towards Sowing Myco Spawn. Won't have the ability to respond. If they killed the spawn, then we can go Writhing Chris instead. But right now I think the plan is to imprint the Breaker. Doorkeeper. Oh, I see. This might be Jeskai Dress Down. Well, that could prove problematic if they play a Flage next turn. Fetch. I mean, even a Evoked Null Drifter could pose a problem. If they do that, then we have Writhing Chrysalis. Yep, there is Flage. I mean, that does guarantee that if we were to play Sowing Myco Spawn, it dies to Flage, right? Interesting. Trying to think what my best course of action is now. We can have 6 mana of World Break, but I can't double cast is the problem, right? I mean, if we had our own Null Drifter, we would have been able to evoke that, but that's not an option right now. And we could go Writhing Chris as a blocker. It can become a 5/6 at the current moment in time. The other option is just to play a Sowing Myco Spawn and set up with World Breaker. We could alternatively kick and make sure they don't then evoke, let's say, a Null Drifter next turn, right? Interesting. But no matter what, we're taking probably 7 damage next turn. Alright, we're going to Ugin Lab. World Break, kick. Let's get rid of... I guess white, blue, so you don't have double blue. And then we can get rid of double red, double blue. Yeah, let's do that. And then next turn we should be able to cast Writhing Chris. I'd like to be able to double cast it though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think we just go with Eldrazi Temp and then pass at that point. So like I said, I'm going to take 7 here. We'll be able to play the Writhing Chris. Ridiculous Archive, that resolves. Attack for 3. Lightning Helix the Myco spawn. Down to 12. Draw. In that case, I'll play a Cavern of Souls named Eldrazi. So next turn we can play the World Break. Oh, I don't want to do everything. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I should be able to play both a Writhing Chris and a World Breaker next turn, ideally. Galvanic Discharge. In response, I'll sack a spawn. Always yield. Alright. That is fine by me. Preordain. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Begin combat. Targets me. Go to blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I would need the spawn is the problem. I wanted to double cast. Go to blocks. Block with Eldrazi spawn. And sack. It is possible that we draw into a 7-mana Ice spell for the Ugin Lab and be able to cast both. Preordain again. Go to end step and return World Breaker to hand. Sire 7 deaths. I think that might be what we need. So, Ugin Lab. Imprint World Breaker. So, while I would like to cast both Writhing Chris and Sire, I think I just prioritize Sire here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we'll just imprint the breaker regardless. They might have consigned to memory main, so I think we just ensure that Sire hits board. Because now they're in a bit of a pickle. Sire's 7 deaths is something that they really can't attack over or through. And if we get a turn with it on board, I think we just win. Wrath the Skies won't cut it right now. Arena of Glory is a bit scary, I will admit. What are you hasting in? Solitude. Yikes. Well, not exactly, because Doorkeeper Thrall. I think both of us had the same realization at the same time, like, oh yeah, that does nothing. Okay. Yeah, okay, I've really been a Sire's 7 Deaths denier for a long time because cast triggers have been so pivotal. Um, but clearly, Sire is a card that the meta's currently not prepared for. And I find that quite interesting. Um, this all in mind, what do we want to use here? Dismember and K Return does deal with Doorkeeper Thrall rather well. And that is their main enabler. Dismember also deals well with, let's say, Null Drift, which I think we'll have a hard time with. Don't need Ghost Quarter, but we'll need Bojuka Bog. So we need to cut 2 7-mana value spells. Question is which 2? Do you want to cut like 2 Emrakul, 1 Emrakul, and 1 something else? Worldbreaker, not feeling as good here. I would argue. Against energy, you normally cut out Emrakul. Also, I'm kind of thinking, looking at my sideboard guide, now that I'm down to 2 Emrakul, I'm not sure if I ever want to fully cut Emrakul, but maybe cut 1 and 1 instead. So here I feel like Null Drifter is fine, because if they have Doorkeeper, then we can evoke our own Drifter. Sire's a house that they can't really do much about. Devour is good. Though I guess not good until, let's say, Null Drift. Yeah, maybe cut a Devourer. That might be right. Because a lot of it, we just need to make sure that they can't attack over, right? So Null Drifter, we can't let them continuously attack with. So anything with reach between Writhing Chrysalis and Breaker, Sire is all solid. This looks like a solid hand. I will keep. And we'll pass. Opponent's down to 5 cards. I mean, at this point, we're just trying to race out a Sire 7 Deaths because I don't think they can really do much about that. Short of a Solitude, of course. Arena tapped. Draw. Another Myco, though. That's looking nice. 4 red. And pass. And pass. Shock and exercise. Well, that's just rude. Draw. The Jukabog, not needed yet. So in that case, cast Talisman. And then Sprawl for red. And pass. And pass. So a land gets us to a kicked Myco Spawn, but opponent scoops it up. Looks like their draws were just not what they needed. Personally, would have preferred them to play it out, but I understand people just wanting to call it a day. That said, we'll be back for round 2. All right, and we're back for round 2 on the play for game 1. I mean, 7-mana value spell would be nice. We can keep it. So we're going to go Misty, Commercial District, land into Rumble at the very least. If you draw into a 7-mana value spell, then we might be able to make more of it. Let's see what opponent decides to do. Like, what are the hits off the top here? I'll say 7-mana value spells. So we Myco Spawn. Writhing Chrysalis and the normal. So, like, we have a lot of good hits. but it is going to be very top deck reliant, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We should be able to make it work. Mr. Rainforest and pass. Ball's on end step. Wooded Foothills and fetch for Forest Utopia Sprawl. Ancient Stirrings. Could be Brute Scale. Could also be Eldrazi Ramp. Could be Hard Scales. Nope, Eldrazi Ramp. Okay. Well, could be Tron still, but I'm thinking that's probably a mirror match. Commercial District trigger. Mega Spawn top. Verdant Catacombs fetch. For a forest. Malevolent Rumble. Ooh, that makes it interesting, doesn't it? We could go Soin Mega Spawn into Soin Myco Spawn. It's possible that might be fast enough. Grab Soin Myco Spawn. And pass, especially if they've had a slow start. If they get rid of the spawn, we're going to be in trouble. Rumble of their own. They're on Karn. They grab Temp. The only issue with this now is that they are set up for a turn 3 kicked Myco. We can do a couple of things here, but I think we need to go Ugin Lab, no imprint. Sowing Myco Spawn into Ghost Quarter. And we'll just Ghost Quarter the temp now. And pass. We might have to K-return out the spawn token, because now they're at 4. Looks like they'll cast the Sowing Myco Spawn, which is a bit concerning. It means that they have something to follow up with it, right? 3 card types in Yard. Malevolent Rumble. This might just be the mono green version. Yeah, it's looking like it. The Ugins aren't as impactful. Choose a Sowing Myco Spawn, no duh. Temple. Well, this might give me the opening that I'm looking for. Next problem that occurs to me, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like only 4 types in Yard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's start with an attack with Sowing Myco Spawn, see if they want to trade. They do, I'm okay with this. I'll play Eldrazi Temp. Maybe I should have played an Ugin Lab. Yeah, probably should have played an Ugin Lab, but I could also go 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3. No, I guess I can't, because I don't have a mana value spell to imprint. So the best thing I can do then would be this. And pass, and pass. So we're hoping that they don't have a land drop. Of course they do, though. So yeah, I probably should play the Ugin Lab, because now they're going to kick the Temple. Yeah, a bit of a misplan on my part. Ugin Lab, Imprint Breaker. And kick the Myco spawn? Yes. So a bit of a missequence on my part. I think they have advantage here. Rumble again. Grab another temple. Because that way you can cast the World Breaker next turn. Yeah, that seems like the best move. Draw. Another Myco. Ugin Lab. Done. Writhing Chris. And pass. We'll hold up the blade to respond. It's also possible they might just Emrakul here, because I counted, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. I wonder if maybe we should have went Pajuka Bog. Yeah, that's a problem. Just a bit of one. Another Sowing Myco spawn. Yeah, that's what I was kind of afraid of. 1, 2, 3. We can still kick a Myco spawn next turn. But I do fear, given the fact that they're not playing this World Breaker, that they have an Emrakul. Yeah, we're going to scoop it up at that point. There's very little that I can do in return. Alright, let's move the sideboard. So this is Eldrazi Ramp. Lost for game 1. We want Consign to Memory. And I forget if I've also started bringing in Nature's Claim. Yes, Consign to Memory, Nature's Claim, Cutting Return, Gemstone, and 2 Devourers. Alright, and we'll run it back. On the play for game 2, we will keep Ugin Lab, Imprint, Cast, and Pass. Hold up the ability to respond. This way, if they go Utopia Sprawl or Talisman, we can deal with it. Pause on end step. And Nature's Claim. And pass. Draw. Malevolent Rumble. Let's start with Malevolent Rumble. Null Drift Sanctum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Yeah. Let's grab Sanctum. placing some of Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Placing Ugin and pass. This way, even if they were to get rid of our Eldrazi spawn, we should still be able to kick the Mega Spawn next turn. At this point, we'll pass in full. Nothing else to be done. Temple. Could be a Thought-Knot Seer, but that would be weird. Could be a K command X2, exiling the spawn and ramping themselves. That's exactly it. Good news is we kind of anticipated that. Imprint the drift. And we'll exile the Ugin Lab. One, two, three, four, five. I am considering a couple things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I wonder if I grab a Ghost Quarter just in case. No, that wouldn't do it. I guess I could go Breeding Pool or Bojuka Bog. Not Bojuka Bog, Breeding Pool to evoke Null Drifter if needed. Could go Ghost Quarter. Yeah, let's just go Temple. And pass. And pass. I mean, if they go Karn the Great Creator, they'll have to sacrifice the spawns. Okay, that's exactly what they're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw. I will attack the KGC. And cast Null Drifter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would have liked to have been able to cast the World Break, but here we are. Rumble Chris. I think the answer is no here. We have a solid board state and a card of evasion to take down the Karn, even if they plus. So I think they're incentivized to minus here, potentially for bridge if they have it. Would love a green source off the top, though. What say you, opponent? What you got? Grabbing a liquid metal coating is no longer an option. You don't have a land drop for bridge. And then that would only put you at 3 anyways. So Soin Mega Spawn would be able to attack in. And we'd be able to world break the bridge thereafter. Trying to think of an out for them, but there really isn't a good one short of them having a Dismember in, which I guess could be an option. At most they have access to 6 mana, 3 in yard. No Emrakul. Yeah, I don't foresee a way out, at least not a clean way. I guess if they were to have a soul land, they'd be able to exile the Myco spawn, make spawns, and then Karn for bridge. But even that would, like, they wouldn't even need to go that far, I suppose. Just casting the K return would get them there, or getting the soul land out, right? Yeah, I mean, if they're not seeing the line yet, I'm going to say that there might not be one. And then once World Breaker's on board, I think it's just GG's thereafter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can't exactly go into Sire. I do think that the mono green list with Ugin should probably be running Talisman of Curiosity instead of Talisman of Resilience. The reason why is I think Simic, if they're going that direction, would make more sense. That way they have access to Consigned Memory in the side, as well as Null Drifter if they decide that's a worthwhile 7 mana value spell. In comparison to right now, where I think it's mainly just for Dismember. Not to mention, I'm personally a fan of having 4 different talismans for Engineered Explosive, if they really didn't care about the colors other than green. Just that way you can theoretically engineer it for 5. I do prefer that. I've done that a ton in Tron and always been happy for it. But I'm also going to say that maybe my opponent's not looking for lines here and may have just stepped away from the computer, because it's been a hot minute. So we're going to pause the recording real quick, and I'll be back shortly. Oh, never mind. There's life. Oh, they do have the Dismember. Okay. Mine is for bridge. That's exactly what they do. Well, now we need the 7 mana value spell off the top. Or not 7 mana value spell, we need a green source off the top. No, they still don't have bridge. So they're mine. What's the thought here then? Also, I still find it so weird to bring Dismember against this matchup. I mean, I guess, yeah, for Null Drifters it makes a bit more sense. But for, like, everything else, it really doesn't. I have considered... There's E-Bridge, but... Okay, you can't cast it. Stirrings. Okay. So, like, KGC down. Temple. Draw. Temp. So KGC down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I want to play Sire 7 Deaths or Null Drift? I think we go Null Drift. Let's go Temp. Play Temple. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In that case, I will Rumble. I would like a Wooded Foothills, please, to guarantee that we can cast the World Break. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Return Null Drifter to hand. And cast Null Drifter. There's a Nature's Claim as well. I'm still going to say no on this one. And at that point, we'll pass. There's the Temp. Malevolent Rumble. Bridge. Okay. 2 unknowns in hand. Let's see here. How do we want to proceed? We could just Nature's Claim. Wooded Foothills fetch. So I'm just going to start with Nature's Claim. And then fetch. For a forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the W. Yeah, definitely happy to be bringing in Nature's Claim now. As I was kind of musing over, I've also considered having like Thief of Existence in the side, which could be interesting, but I'm not sure what I would replace with that. Yeah, there isn't really much that I would cut for Thief, I don't think. So I need to cut a Writhing Chris and run it back. Yeah, Nature's Claim definitely coming in clutch that game. In retrospect, maybe it would have been right to crack the Sanctum of Ugin for another World Breaker in case they found Karn, but even then, they wouldn't be able to get into Bridge, so I think we just had time. Another Nature's Claim, Verdant Catacombs. We do need lands, though. We do have a significant number, and as per usual, you know, do I let the game play me, or do I play the game? Yikes. We have 2 draws. I'll keep. We'll pass. We have, what, 22 lands? Actually, no, 23. I have all 23 in, yeah. We have 2 taps. We have 21 hits. We get the Nature's Claim this again. Land. Hey, look at that. It's a land. We're getting somewhere. I'm gonna fetch for a breeding pool. And shock. And Nature's Claim that. Goodbye. Don't want Karn, please. And pass. The question then becomes whether or not I hold up Consign next turn. Utopia Sprawl. Choose green. I think I have to. Draw. If only you were a green source. Play Cavern Souls, name Eldrazi, and pass. And hold. Windswept Heath. And passing. And draw into land. Mega Spawn. I mean, can I sit here in fear of what they could have is the question, versus do I just send it? I think I have to send it at some point. I can't just sit here idle for too long. Fetch. Looks like they likely have the K command. Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was afraid of. Well, like I said, I couldn't just sit here and do nothing and miss my land drops. Of course, I'm going to say that I'm just going to miss my land drop anyway. Almost. That Talisman of Curiosity would have been really good. If I would have drawn into that, I would have just played the Talisman and called it a day, but they still would have done this, so moot point. Windswept Heath. I mean, I can feign that I have another, right? Have another breeding pool. I'm doubtful they fall for that. So I guess the question is, do I just go for another Malevolent Rumble? Or do I Sprawl? The one concern of going for Sprawls, of course, I think they'll have a kicked Myco spawn. So it might just be better to feign here. Otherwise, I guess we can at least Rumble and set up for next turn. Yeah, let's do that. There's the temp. So as long as they don't interact my mana, we do have a kicked Myco spawn next turn. Of course, I'm hard-pressed to believe that's not going to happen. I feel like if it was just a kicked Myco spawn, it would be just an easy play. 2, 3, okay, so I guess they could still kick a Myco spawn now. 3. Okay, so looking like it is a kicked Myco spawn after all. Yep. Why hold up the green though? That's peculiar. That's sort of my blue source. Yeah, and I think we've hit both our Talisman of Curiosities. No, just one. Did we hit both or one? Oh, we hit both. Yeah. That's a bit ugly. And into a Rumble. Hits nothing. Probably goes Sanctum of Ugin. Yeah. And draw. Hold up. I mean, it has Stomping Grounds and another forest. How do you want to proceed here? Utopia Sprawl can get us to blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could go 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I guess we could just Ghost Quarter with Myco Spawn. And that would get rid of the Breaker. Leave him on top deck. That might be right. Yeah. So I will cast Sowing Myco Spawn. Do you want to do it like that? I think we want to sack the spawn, no? Oh, Jesus Christ. I need to tap for green. Let me grab Ghost Court. Ghost Court, target Ugin Lab. For blue and pass. KGC. AGC minus. Liquid metal coating. Let's see here. If I go 2, just trying to think. In retrospect, maybe just playing the Misty Rainforest fetching and then Consign would have been right. It would have let them activate the Sanctum, which is the only thing. Well, no, because I would have had enough. If I would have 1, 2, 3, yeah, we could have countered all 3. Now we have to question whether or not an X equals 3 is enough. If we go X equals 3, at most I can get to 5. That's fine. Draw. Look at that. Play Eldrazi Temp. And then pass. We could attack in enforcing the block, but there's no point in that right now. Yeah, I think in retrospect, what I would have wanted to do is probably play the Mr. Rainforest, grab a forest, Utopia Sprawl for blue, hold the blue for 3, consign, which would allow me to then swing Mega Spawn kicked into Bajuka Bog. I think that's what I would have preferred in retrospect. But we made a misplay. Well, not a misplay. We took a wrong line, or at least not the best line. I think the best line probably was to hold up the consign. That way, if they draw into nothing and they just play the Karn, then it's whatever, right? Or rather, they draw into nothing and they play the World Breaker, then it's fine. Or they play the Karn, we consign it. Then set up for the kick next turn. If they're smart, they're going to liquid metal coating, targeting the forest Utopia Sprawl, and then phase change. If they go to tick up before the phase change, that allows me a huge opening. Because right now we can X equals 5. What say you, opponent? Trying to figure out what the thought here is. I mean, the lines are liquid metal coating plus with Karn. They could minus. What do they minus 4 is the question. That resolves. Cityscape Leveler. Interesting. But why do that now? So what I'll do then is I want to get rid of all three. I wonder. I want to counter all three and then Kozilek's command. So replicate. Because we need to get Leveler out of Yard as well. And then 2 times. We'll target the Sanctum next. And then the Leveler. The thing is, they now put Karn into a dangerous position. So I don't think I Kozilek's command here like I initially thought about. Because now we just exile the Mycospawn, exile Leveler in Yard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna cast let's see now. We want Kozilek's command. We want Leveler. We can go as deep as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And done. I guess the alternative, actually, the alternative is what? I can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd be short. No, so I think I do have to do that way. I was thinking whether or not I could play the World Breaker or not. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And done. So all that should be left in their yard as artifacts. And then go to combat. Attack KGC. So KGC down. Play Misty Rainforest, and then pass. Mugen's Lab. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pause on end step. And fetch. For a Stomping Grounds tapped. And draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Malevolent Rumble. Sowing Mycospawn. So we will kick. I'll kick the forest with the Utopia Sprawl. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put Jukabog you. Just take your options off the table. So looks like that's a dismember. And pass. Another Utopia Sprawl. And draw. No reason to play our Utopia Sprawl right now. And pass. And combat. And I think it comes down to this now. I have lethal on board and a nature's claim to boot. That is 10 on the board, and we got there. Yeah, I do think that I probably could have taken a couple different lines than I did, but overall, I think that ended up working out well. I still stand by, I think maybe I should have sequenced the line where I held up the consign, because they draw into nothing, and just consign the World Breaker. If they play the Karn, which they did draw into, then we consign the Karn. That then would have allowed me to, at a later point, just kick the lab that the World Breaker was under, and then set up for the my World Breaker thereafter. So I think we should have been okay. Yeah. So, didn't choose the best of lines. It ended up working out in the end, but we learn from those slight mistakes and we improve for next time. That said, we'll be back for round 3. Alright, and we're back for round 3 on the draw for game 1. Let's see. I mean, this is keepable. A Utopia Sprawl would be good. A K command would be good. I guess a Talisman of Curiosity would be okay. Ideally, we want to be able to also see like Malevolent Rumble. Otherwise, we can always drift. We'll keep Reveal and Pass. Draw Step, Stomping Ground, Shock for Utopia Sprawl. It's another mirror match, it looks like, but probably on Temur. Trigger. There's Temp. I mean, we'd be top decking at that point, wouldn't we? Actually, you might just have to do, otherwise we can go K command and try and interact with any spawns, but I'm not sure they're going to be going for spawns, so I think we go for Temple. Play Temple and pass. And pass. Now I really would want a K command off top. But if they have a Soin Mega Spawn just a turn faster, that could be a problem. What do you think, opponent? 2 for a Rumble, Ancient Stirrings. Okay. Finds a Sowing Myco spawn. You have a second Stirring, Sanctum of Ugin for a Rumble. Talisman. So they're at 4, so a soul land gets them there? Oh, okay. A land gets them there. Jesus. Well, that is problematic. And blue, so they are on Temur. Draw. Well, there's the cake command we're looking for. Alright, do you have a land? Hell, you have a friggin' soul land. No imprint, though. There is the kicked Myco. No World Breaker? Nope, Myco. In response, and done. Writhing Chrysalis doesn't make the cut, but another K command would be good. So draw that. Pass in full. There's a Ghost Quarter. That's a bit frightening. I mean, best time to Ghost Quarter would be now. Yes. Probably should have... I mean, they would have waited for the phase change. I'm not sure it would have mattered too much. Or another Writhing Chrysalis. Well, we'll play our Forest and then pass. And pass. Ugin Lab. No imprint. Do you have another World Breaker or Myco spawn? And if we're going to command anyways, let's go to blocks. And command x equals 2. And done. Bottom, and draw. We'll pass at that point. Certainly not ideal. Talisman and K-return. Yikes. Yeah, I figured that might be the case. Talisman of Curiosity, pass. And right now we have a ton of action in hand where they are just top decking. So if we can draw into a land, that would be ideal. Otherwise, we're going to Null Drift. I will evoke a Null Drift. Draw 2. Give me a land, please. Thank you. At this point, I will pass. Pitch the K-return. Oh, what the hell did you draw? 4. Writhing Chrysalis, that's fine, but a pause on end step. We'll get a Writhing Chrysalis of our own next turn, unless we find a soul land on top. Rumble is interesting though. 4 types in yard, 8. Now let's go Malevolent Rumble. Malevolent Rumble. Yeesh. Let's see then. We don't exactly have too much going for us right now, do I? I have 7 cards in hand, so I guess I need to either grab the Bog or the Talisman. Let's go the Bog, because we'll add more types to the yard. We have 6 types in yard now. Bog, target you. That's 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. 1 land will get us there. We'll pass. Thinking that I might need to block here. Because if I don't, they have potential to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. X equals 7. 8, 9. So 9, 11. Yeah, we have to block the Writhing Chrysalis. There's an off chance that they have the command. I guess if they had the command, they could have just exiled that. Yeah. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Kick with Sowing Mycospawn. Let's see. Let's get rid of the Stomping Grounds. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ghost Quarter is not really going to cut it, so let's go for a Temple. And pass. And pass. World Breaker targets my Temple, makes sense. Sanctum of Ugin trigger for Sowing Mycospawn. I'll block the Sowing Mycospawn. I'll take 3. Ghost Quarter. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So funny enough, I don't think I actually want to trigger the... Oh no, actually now that they did that, I do. Before I was considering not, because I would have wanted the spawn so I could kick their own Mycospawn. Utopia Sprawl, Myco, and draw. Malevolent Rumble. So, how do you want to proceed here? I can attack with the World Breaker, and then I can sack one of their lands. So, let's start with Rumble, actually. So 1, 2... No, I don't have to choose any of this. I guess I could grab their own Bojuka Bog. So I'll go yes. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kick their own Temple, grab Bojuka Bog, target their own yard. Let me make sure Bojuka Bog isn't in exile. It's not. Yeah, I mean, that does use up the resources, doesn't it? Permanent is temp. Play the temp. Kick the Mycospawn. Target their own temp. Search. Take a look at your deck, see if there are any major differences. You play 4 Ugin, good to know, in 1 Sire. We're going to Bajuka Bog. Target self. Well, I guess I should have attacked first. That's my bad. Yeah, so I rushed that a bit forward, but too soon. Block. And then pass. Yeah, so I should have done that. I don't think it will be truly relevant, but something I should have done. You know that all they have is the Utopia Sprawl. Guess I should do this first. Red. World Break. World Break target temp. Attack with Emrakul. And that should be that. So definitely came back from a grim situation, but we got there. I'll take the W for game 1. Let's move on to game 2. So again, we're going to bring in Consign, Nature's Claim. Cut return, 1 Emrakul, 1 Devourer. No. Both Devourer? Yes. And 1 Chrysalis. And no reason that we need Devourer in this situation. I love seeing so many RCQ reports from today. Seeing so many different lists coming out. Seeing a lot of Ancient Stirrings, which I question, but people seem to be doing well with it, for what it's worth. I still think it's incorrect, but hey, that's my opinion. Double Nature's Claim. Kind of interesting. And we have plenty of hits off the top, so I think I do keep this. We'll pass. Stomping Ground, Shock for Utopia Sprawl. Would love to see a lab, I suppose. Either that or a command. Draw. Found the lab. Nature's Claim. And pass. And pass. I'd love to find a green or red source. I mean, kind of one and the same in this situation. Do you have Nature's Claim? No, Utopia Sprawl. For green, draw another Writhing Crest. Nature's Claim again. You're not allowed to have Utopia Sprawl. And hold up the blade to respond. Ancient Stirrings. I mean, a Sowing Mega Spawn at the top is good. A World Breaker here is good. I mean, any of our 7-mana value spells would be solid. Misty Rain. Talisman. And draw. Yeah, I'll take that as well. We'll pass. We can feign that we have a consigned memory. In fact, if we really need to, we can try and go digging for it. X equals 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Currently 4 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3 off. All right. Sanctum of Ugin. Stonebrain. Yes. We'll respond to its activation. At this point, I'm just going to dig deep. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I think I still... Well, I have to shuffle regardless, don't I? That's the only thing. Yeah. At least we get one solid card off the top. So I think we still go for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 13. So we can go with that. We can go with World Breaker, Null Drifter. We have a lot of good options here. I think we go with World Break. Yeah, let's go with World Break. I can't go for Emrakul. So let's just go top, bottom, the rest, because we're forced to shuffle. And pass. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 12. So we're short on the Emrakul. Name sign Mycospawn. Perfect. They whiff. I guess that's why they put the Stonebrain into yard, because they already had one in hand. They can't K command here, even if they kept it in for whatever reason, so we'll be able to just World Break the Temp. Talisman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 11. Yes, we can. Talisman. Oh, no, we can't. I lack green source. So, yeah, never mind. I needed one more green source. Next turn, I will be able to. World Break, the Temp, and pass. And pass. Fetch with Misty Rain. Forest. And I guess you could kick a Mycospawn here, get rid of my Emrakul, but I'm not too upset about that. Draw. Misty Rain. Let's fetch. Because like right now, casting the Emrakul doesn't do all too much. This gives them an extra draw more likely than not. So this is a K command. Yeah, that's fine. And the fact that they're still top decking is a-okay by me. In that case, I think I might take the extra damage and go Commercial District here. And card into yard. Not to mention, I think I can still cast Emrakul next turn regardless. Because we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah. Attack. So they have 10. They have enough for an Emrakul off the top. A land. Actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we return Emrakul now. So in that case, red and green. Trigger. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then next turn of Null Drift, we just draw. I'm just gonna auto stack these triggers. Oh, can I not? Target. And then always yield. I'll fetch. At this point, we're just going to pass in full. And go to combat. Yeah, you might as well block now because I'm going to sack your tokens anyways. A sowing Myco spawn. Well, ain't that dandy. So I will kick. 1, 2. And opponent's going to scoop it up. Because what we'll do is then bolt them 2 times. Or pulled them, but ping them 2 times. Then target their own Sanctum of Ugin. Bajuka Bog their yard. Yeah. Good stuff. I really don't like Stonebrain in this matchup, and this is one of the good reasons why. It just is really awkward to choose the right card, whether that be Karn, Swain Megaspawn, World Breaker. There's just so many good cards that your opponent could have at any point that Stonebrain, unless you know exactly what you're hitting, is just really not worth it. I think it's better in like Tron, because then you have access to Thought-Knot Seer, but we got there. So solid 2-0 win against Eldrazi Ramp for round 3. We'll be back for round 4. Alright, and we're back for round 4 on the play for game 1. Yeah, we can keep this. This is pretty solid. If we find a land, we can Sire 7 Deaths on turn 3 or Devour on turn 3. Yeah, I think we go Cavernous Souls, call it a day. Cavernous Souls. Go Ugin Lab, Imprint, Devourer, and pass. Hold up the ability to respond on the chance that it's relevant. Polluted Delta and passing. This feels like it could be Murktide. And draw. temp and pass. You could force check him here, but I think I'll just hold. If it becomes just a holding game, I think I win out on that given the Cavernous Souls. A frog into yard either tells me that they aren't planning on casting a frog or they already have one in hand. I mean, yeah. This is a no-brainer for me. They take the Sire's 7 deaths, but if we just find something else on top, like a Null Drift, then we're set. Bottom draw, and pass. I take the Sire. It is a no-brainer. And draw. They missed their land draw, but that's huge for me. Name Eldrazi. And pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I'm not sure if actually casting Devour into nothing's a good idea. That's fine. They missed the land drop again. Brutal. They know about the lab, but I think we go Forest. Sprawl for red. And pass. That way I have access to K return. And pass. Hold the blade to respond. Yeah, keep on throwing fatal pushes my way. That is fine by me, friend. Draw. Malevolent Rumble. Don't mind if I do. Malevolent Rumble, force check. There's the force. Out the spell snare. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I have no reason to cast the lab right now, I guess. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it? No. Like, they already know about it, but we could always insulate a creature. We'll hold once again. Do you have creatures in your deck? I'll just insulate a Devourer, Utopia Sprawl for blue. And then pass. Preordain. Scouting Tarn, you finally found a land, look at you. And draw. Misty Rainforest. And pass. Like, I have no reason to cast these Devourers. I can just continue to advance my board state while I sit here and do nothing. And while you do nothing, I can just continue to draw into action, ideally. Fetch with the Misty Rain. Commercial District trigger. Doing lab to yard. And draw. And green. I mean, you've already burned 2 fatal pushes, so I'm doubtful that you have more for this Writhing Chris. someone didn't pay attention to a bit of text that says it is uncounterable. Fetch with the Bloodstained Mire. Do you have the Fatal Push after all? Nope. Undercity Sewers. And hold. Like, your biggest game plan is to protect the queen in the way of a Murktide or a Frog, but game one you have nothing to do into these Devourers. Yeah, play your Frog, play your Murktide, do what have you. Unless you double cast, but even then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We are short. I could always set up for return. There's a Froge. On end step, I'll return Devourer to hand. And draw. Play temp. 1, 5, 6, 7. Trigger. Target Frog. Go to combat. Alright. Fatal Push. Orcish Bowmaster. Targets? Yeah, that's fine. We'll sack in response. And I'm half tempted to sweep the K return, but I don't really feel like that's necessary. Alright. And draw. Well, let's start off with an attack. Imagine you'll block the Devourer. Yep. Down to 9. And 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Our turn, comrade. Yep, I was about to say, opponent scoops it up. So this is Murktide. And for game 1, let's go to game 2. And we just bring in our normal package. And cut Ghost Quarter. What do I have on my sideboard guide? Actually, Murktide. We cut 2 Emrakul. Probably don't want to cut 2 Emrakul because we only have 2. Like, yeah, they bring in Spellbomb. So, like, cut an Emrakul. I wonder if we cut maybe a Null Drift? Null Drift, Devourer. I mean, Devourer's just a house here. If they counter the trigger, it really doesn't do much. Sire 7 Death is also fantastic. Yeah, maybe we got a Null Drift. Let's keep it like this. A 2-2 split. 4 to 7 drops and then 1 Emrakul. Because I don't think there's ever a time outside of Living End. I think Living End's like one of the few times where I truly want to cut all of my Emrakul. Dark Slick Shores, you got it. Preordain. Draw another one. Force check, no force, and pass, and pass. Thoughtseize. I mean, we're pretty Thoughtseize proof here, so I mean, you could take a Malevolent Rumble, I suppose. Otherwise, you take the Mega Spawn, you have a Spell Snare for the Rumble, which could be possible. Otherwise, yeah, we're pretty Thoughtseize proof here. I think the right choice might be to take a Mega Spawn, actually. No, they don't take. If they take the Rumble, it tells me they don't have a Spell Snare, right? I guess they could have a Consign. Okay. Draw. K command. So we could use that as a permission spell instead. Yep, we'll pass. I have no reason to do anything else, and we can use this as a permission spell. That way Mega Spawn will be guaranteed to resolve. They didn't fetch. That tells me they do have a Consign. That very blatantly tells me that. Because they didn't want me to command in return or in response. Tamiyo. Tempted to exile the Tamiyo, actually. Or at least threaten to. I think that will warrant a Consign. And done. Fetch. So that's 6. I might actually Bojuka Bog next turn. There's a thought to do so. Consign. And draw. Yeah, so I wonder if that might be correct, because right now they have 7. So I will cast a Myco Spawn. I don't exactly want to see a Murktide right now. That'd actually be pretty devastating. So Bojuka Bog, target you, and pass. What's happening? Hello? My game just decided it did not want to respond for a moment there. I thought my opponent had conceded. Flooded Strand, attack with Tamiyo. I'd love a land off top. Harbinger's fine. Sire 7 deaths. I'll grab a temple and pass. I guess actually, in retrospect, I should have grabbed the forest. That way could have Utopia Sprawled and then would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. That would have been wise in retrospect. Right now they're in a pretty tough position, just attacking with Tamiyo. Of course they could flip Tamiyo now. But even that I'm not sure would be enough. Kaito. Interesting. Surveil 2, draw a card. Frog and Bowmaster to yard. And yeah, I guess you really only have one swamp available to you. And next turn we will double attack at Kaito, forcing them to block with the Harbinger, right? I'm surprised they didn't put a stun counter on the Myco spawn, actually. There's the Tamio. There's Writhing Chris. Both attack at Kaito, so either block with the Harbinger or the Tamio. Writhing Chris. We didn't play a land for turn. Debating just Null Driftering here. Trigger 1, trigger 2. And pass. Polluted Delta, that's fine. I mean, you can't tap my Writhing Chris now, so you're kind of in a bad position. Sink in the Stupor, that's... yeah, I mean, it works. Kaito's down, though. Surveil. And draw. So let's start with Soin Mega Spawn both at Kaito. Just in case they have a Bowmaster, it forces them to play that and block with both. Target me, yep. I'm glad we played around that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. How do I want to proceed? Do this, Writhing Chris. Talisman, trigger, always yield. And finally play this Utopia Sprawl. Let's go with green. And pass. And pass. Draw a card. Preordain. Fatal Push resolves. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. I'll block the Kaito. Again, we want to put Kaito off the board if I can help it. And draw. I don't think there's any way short of a sink in the stupor, but I think we'll still attack both at Kaido, guaranteeing Kaido's off board. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we just go with Sire 7 Deaths. I don't think they can reasonably do much about this. There's the consign, that's fine. And then draw. Tamio, attack for 2, down to 6. So that's 8. You have another counter spell. Consign, yes. Yep. In that case, I'll attack in with a Myco Spawn. And then evoke a Null Drifter. There's the K return. Already played a land for turns, we'll pass. Attack with the Tamio, that resolves. Draw off the clue. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Attempt to resolve a Kozilek's return. Counterspell. Play the Breeding Pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would put me down to 2, which I wouldn't be thrilled about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. If I just dismember the Harbinger, it's not a bad idea. Go to combat. I'm attacking with a Myco Spawn to start off. And I think we'll just pass from there. I'm gonna hold up the Dismember on the off chance they try and flip the Tamio. No block. Kaido. Yes. It has Hexproof, so I can't actually do anything about it. Down to 3. Good thing we didn't dismember them. Surveil. Spellbomb. Spellbomb, draw a card. Oh, actually they can't, can they? There There's the Tamiyo. Crack a clue for Tamiyo. This does mean they only have one blocker, though. Draw. You know, the problem is they can tap with the Kaito. So I wonder if I need to double attack at Kaito. They can't dismember. Let's go to combat. We could also double attack at Tamiyo, but I think we just die then. So yeah, we have the double attack at Kaito. Trigger, trigger. Let's see if you block. Kaito down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's get rid of your swamp. Play the commercial district and then pass. And pass, lethal's now on board. Grabs back Sink in the Stupor. If they have a Kaito, no, they wouldn't be able to play it though. So they can sink in the World Break, but now what? The second Harbinger, they attack in down to 1. Okay. So let's see here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I go to combat here. Yep. Down to 5. Keeping off of black, I think, is correct. And we'll just get rid of an Undercity Sewers. And then pass. Like I said, lethal's on board at this point. Tick up, that's fine. If you attack with the Harbinger, you block with a spawn. Sprawl. Trying to think what they could do here. I don't want to devour the Harbinger, because that would give them access to Bowmaster, and that would potentially kill me. So I think we just attack all out. Triggers on the stack. Sort of a subtlety. 2, 4, 6. Lethal damage. We got there. Alright. Solid 2-0 win against Murktide. We'll be back for round 5. Alright, and we're back for round 5 on the draw for game 1. I will keep. We'll set up for Writhing Chrysalis on 2. Draw. I mean, you know, if we can resolve 3 Writhing Chrysalis back to back to back, I think we'll be in a good spot. Fetch. Meticulous Archive. And pass. Let's see what we're playing up against. Teferis looks like it is control. Probably Daze Undoing. If I had to guess. Fetch. For Stomping Grounds. Shock. And hold. Counterspell resolves. We'll pass in full. And we'll hold in case they try to Teferi balance a token. Draw. Utopia Sprawl. For green. Writhing Chris. And pass. Brain Surge, maybe looking for Terminus. Unless they already have it in hand, potentially. Next turn we should be able to double up a Writhing Chrysalis. Yeah. That is fine. Not much I can do about that. Any order. And put a pause on end step. For commercial district. Temple 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we'll put Temple on top. And draw. Trigger. So I'm trying to see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. Fetch with Flooded Strand. For Meticulous Archive. I think they only run, what, 1 Terminus? Another Brain Surge. So this is the Miracles version. I say Miracles, but I feel like they only run a copy of Terminus. I say that and we're going to see a second copy of Terminus in a second. And hold off the ability to respond. No Terminus, thankfully. 5 for Big Tef. Small Tef. Plus. Interesting. Draw. Orange Chant? That'd be my guess. I kicked Orange Chant. Yep. That is unfortunate. We'll pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I mean, as long as we keep these spawns where they are, we could very well cast Emrakul. Island Cycle. Can I do that now? Island to hand. Targeting a Writhing Chris, that's fine. Plays the island. Go to end step. Is it better for me to try and cast the Emrakul? I mean, if they have another Orange Chant, then it's just kind of null and void, right? End step. Then I get concerned of like a Narset Days Undoing, so I think we just keep the Emrakul tucked. Devourer of Destiny. So let's do this. Oh, actually, I want to make sure that's mana neutral. And green. Red, green, colorless. Writhing Chris. Debating whether or not I want to devour here. I feel like they might have a Solitude in hand. Let's see if I can bait that out. Attack to Fairy. Yep, I was right. There's a Solitude. Target. Resolves. So 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, we'll sack 1, trigger, 2, trigger, 3, trigger. And target Small Tough. Small Tough down. Terminus. Yep. 'Tis a miracle. We'll pass in full. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ugh. 4 short on the Emrakul. Draw. for blue. And pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I could try an Emrakul. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Brainstorm. So they do run 2 Terminus at least. Gerich. Draw. Command. Interesting. I will hold the command. Draw 3. And they should have a counter spell. That'll push us up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. Go to end step. We physically can't let this resolve. X equals 6. Return Emrakul to hand. So no matter what, now we can cast Emrakul. World Break. Tempted the World Break, actually. Let's go and cast Emrakul. There's the counter spell. You do take control of your turn at least. Brain Surge. Return target creature to its owner's hand, right? The problem is they don't want to give me good cards to work with, right? So I'm not sure if casting the Brain Surge was correct here. We still get to take control of their turn. Solitude. Exile's Path. Counter spell in hand. Spell Snare. Main. Draw 3, then put 2 cards from your hand on top. Orange Chant, Orange Chant. Well, I want to basically just cast these all now. I also want to get rid of that counter spell. Well, I can do that. So put 2 cards on top. So on top, and then on top. So we're going to Orange Chant. Target me. Orange Chant. Target me. Orange Chant. Target me. And then Gierich. And I'll pick my Ghost Quarter. And then I leave him with a Spell Snare on top. And pass. There's Field of Ruin. That actually does a decent amount of damage, to be fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that is a bit unfortunate, I'll admit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're still good, though. Did they whiff? They did whiff. One card in hand. I think we want to get rid of Hall of the Storm Giants, right? Right now that's the threat on board. Monumental Henge is also something to consider, though, as it is card advantage, but they already have Jace for that, so I think we get rid of Hall. We have a body on board, thank God for that noise, and pass. Here's Narset. Narset finds a spell snare. Path to Exile, yes. What I want right now is probably a Sowing Myco spawn so I can Bajuka Bog them. Draw. The Spell Snare actually is kind of annoying. And we don't want to get reach locked. Another path, Jesus. So now we're reach locked. I guess maybe I should have went after Gierich. My thought was that if we could have kept the body on board, then it wouldn't have mattered. But now they have locked us, but now they have to kill us, right? So I'd like to see them get to that point. Because yeah, as long as they do their thing, they just win. That's a sinkhole. Yep. Shuffle up. Yep. I'll pass. Yeah. I guess in retrospect we should have went for the Gierich instead of the Hall. I'm not sure if either one would have gotten me to where I need to be. But at this point in time, opponent is just going to go through the motions. I might as well gain some time advantage. They do have me in a lock. Do they have Days Undoing? We haven't seen it yet. There's Solitude. If we find a World Breaker as well, we could always grab that back, funny enough. But I think Jace will ult before then. To mention, we won't be able to play a land anyways. Well, I guess it would get us out of the Gierich lock, so, yeah, give and take. Yeah, those well-timed Path to Exiles really did break me. Plus Jace one more time. we're so close to decking him out is the upsetting part. So we didn't see a single Days Undoing, did we? And then we draw a card. Ugh, so close. Alright, let's go to sideboard. So this is control. Lost for game 1, on to game 2. I mean, the return's really not doing much, so we'll go for the Stone Brain and run it back. Yeah, the thing is, if we had taken out the Gierich instead of the Hall of Storm Giants, I think we just would have died quicker, right? Yeah. They just drew into like exactly the cards they needed. Because we knew they were going to draw into the flooded, not the Floodstrand, the Spell Snare. And then just in the top 4, they found the path. I'll keep. Trigger. 1 Subteeth to grave. And pass. And pass. That's a Spell Snare if I've ever seen one. Fetch. I'm gonna go Stomping Grounds. Shock. And pass. Don't want to grab basics because of the Field of Ruin. I want to keep those in the deck if I can help it. Draw. Talisman. Should have played the land first in retrospect in case it was Spell Pierce, but I'm doubtful that's actually in the deck. Rumble. Stonebrain's not a bad idea, but I think we go with Talisman of Curiosity. We go with Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Debating whether or not I should go for the brain. Let's go with Talisman. Go Breeding Pool, Shock. And pass. And pass. Draw. Pass. Use it as a permission spell. Pause on end step. Done. Consign. Draw. Pass. Maybe I should have drifted there. Yeah, reach. End step. Done. Consign. Jesus. Cavernous Souls, perfect. Name Eldrazi. Cast Null Drifter now, or World Breaker. Let's go World Breaker. Let's get rid of Gierich. Discard a Sowing Myco Spawn. Consign. That's 3 consigns now. So we're in a strong position just to drift next turn unless they play a Narset. Freaking hell, 3 consigns in like the first 5 draws? Ridiculous. Kind of worried about Terminus right now. Draw. Orange Chant. Temple, go to combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Field of Ruin, targeting the Guide of Soul, or Cavernous Souls, I imagine. I'm actually going to sack this for the World Breaker. And pass. It's a fairy bounce World Breaker into an Orange Chant, question mark? That'd be my guess is the direction they're going. Brain Surge, looking forward. They could have a Terminus in hand would be my main concern. Draw. No Orange Chant this time. Debating. Do we play the World Breaker? We kind of want to cash trigger here regardless. Actually, here's what I'll do. Oh, gotta be joking. Come on. Green. Let's get rid of the Hall Storm Giants. You have your 4th consign. Thank God you don't. I think I will Null Drifter here. And pass. Lethal's on board. There's the Terminus as expected. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bounce a Talisman, question mark? Plus. Cast Utopia Sprawl. For green. Triggers. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The only way they really get things off board right now... Spell Snare. Okay. We'll pass 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Yeah, we're one short. Never mind. Bounce. We'll pass. Big tough. Now I need to worry about an orange chant. Maybe I should have played the other sire. Draw. Yeah, here's orange chant. Now I might get locked out. Shoot. Narset. Finds Narset. Draw. Pitch the rumble. Oh, you gotta be effing joking me. Pass. I think they got this one. Yeah, each. Oh yeah, we're just each the locked, aren't we? We'll concede. I can't get there in time. Yeah, maybe I should have played the whatchamacallit, Sire, but actually it wouldn't have mattered, right? They would have just tucked with the Teferi instead of drawing, and then pretty much it would have played out the same exact way. Brutal. GG's. Normally I feel like this matchup is pretty cut and dry, very much in my favor, but like things just ended up going their way 9 times out of 10, so Terminus is a hell of a card. I do think, here's what I'll say, I think I'm worse off into the Miracles version with Terminus than I am with no Terminus. Terminus just seems like a really easy card for them to set up and then to just sweep my board, and I'm kind of sitting there left with nothing, holding the bag. Like, I'd rather a sweeper, because at least then I can bring back World Breaker, right? At least then we still have something, versus now I just have nothing. Also, maybe another example where I should have gotten rid of the Gierich, but I think at this point it just didn't really matter too much. I think we were just locked. But that said, sometimes win some, sometimes lose some. With that said, we'll be back for round 6. Alright, and we're back for round 6 on the draw for game 1. I will keep and pass. Opponent down to 5 cards. Okay, 4 cards. Yeesh. That is not a great position to be in. Land, fetch. Gala Shrine, shock for Thoughtseize. Ooh, Sam combo. Okay. Well, that gives us an idea of what we're playing against. Commercial District. Trigger. I'd love a Kozilek's command. Ghost Quarters is not it. Pass. And pass. Fetch. I swear to God, if you have Sam. Over Entomb, shock for. So now they just need a sack outlet. Rumble. There's the command I wanted, for God's sake. 1, 2, 3. I think we go Sowing Myco. And pass. And pass. 5 cards. Got to be joking me. What? Opponent goes down to 4. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you got it. Wild. That's absolutely nuts. Like, what do you say to that? Opponent goes down to 4 and just has the combo. Okay, so Soulish Jailer, Stonebrain in. Okay, return. And I think we also want Dismember in. That's so wild, though. Gemstone out. Ghost Quarters out. Devourer stays in. Emrakul, Worldbreaker, and a Writhing Chris. Yeah, because Worldbreaker not really doing too much in this matchup. And let's run it back like this. That was absolutely ridiculous. That's all I had to say to that. That was ridiculous. Because 2 lands. Alright, and on the play for game 2, I will keep and I will imprint the Drifter, Stonebrain, and pass. And pass. So take the Cauldron Familiar, the Sam is okay. Well, that limits my options, doesn't it? Target you. Name Samwise Gamgee, right? I just want to make sure. Samwise Gamgee, yes. Ridiculous nonsense. Is this the version with or without Yawgmoth? It looks like without Yawg. Birthing Ritual instead. Crystal Barricade. Rallier. Alright. And there's a Skyclave, Birthing Ritual, Wall of Roots, yes. We've chosen all 4 Sam. Commercial District, trigger. Temple on top. And pass. And pass. Go to combat for 1. Burning Cat, fetch. I imagine for either Birthing Ritual or Wall of Roots. There's the Wall of Roots. Temp. Do we go Temple Rumble, or do we just go Myco Spawn and set up for the World Break? Might be right just to go for the World Break. Skyclave app is 4 or less. So they would be able to take the Myco. I mean, it guarantees us a World Break next turn. Yeah, I think we just go Myco, get the Skyclave app out. Could also go for a green source into a rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's an option, but I'm not sure it's necessary. So let's go temp and pass. And pass. Thoughtseize takes the World Breaker, which isn't the end of the world. And then they probably play the Birthing Ritual next. really takes the Rumble. That's surprising. There's the Birthing Root. And a Mort. So, I mean, we're going to exile the Birthing Root then. No attacks. Birthing Ritual trigger. Or a Gilded Goose. Unfortunately, right now, this Chrysalis is a bit of a dead card. Yeah, this is kind of strange to me. Why would they give me this Birthing Root like that? Odd. Guess they just were afraid of, like, the other potential options. Viscera Seer. They could play a Skyclave at, but choose not to. Breeding Pool Shock. Utopia Sprawl. For green. Attack with the World Break. Chord of Calling. X equals 1. For Grist. So you can block with the Grist. Oh, why wouldn't you? Interesting. Okay. I mean, why wouldn't you block with the Grist first and then flip it? Odd choice, but alright. I guess, yeah, that's... No, I still think the block the Grist would make more sense. Weird. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we still have the Null Drift next turn regardless. You do need to take out the Grist, though. They can just kind of grow their board a little bit more than I'd like. Return Null Drift to hand. Cyrus Zeniths is probably the better option, though. Again, we're just going to send all at Grist, because it's just going to bog up the board otherwise. I don't know how they deal with Cyrus 7 Deaths, though, in a reasonable way. So I think that alone should win me the game. I guess with, like, Grist proper. Yeah. Surprised they didn't go for Grist proper earlier. Well, speak of... Seems like... They will get actual Grist. No, what the hell is this? X equals 4. Right. Bright Glass Gearhulk. Okay. Grabbing what? I guess a Gilded Goose Cauldron Familiar? Okay. Sack, Scry. On bottom. Rinse, repeat. And we'll just hold at that point. No reason to cast a Null Drift. First strike, trample. Fetch. For white source for the Skyclave app. Grabs the Chris. Makes sense to me. Is a goose. For each creature in your graveyard, create a token. Oh, did I tap too many? I guess I did. Not that it mattered because I drew into nothing. Running cat. And opponent's going to scoop it up. We'll take the win. Alright. Well, I mean, once we interact with their main game plan, their mid-range game plan is pretty mediocre. So Gemstone back in and cut another Chrysalis. Run it back. Yeah, they have little to no evasion in this deck. I'll keep. I'll reveal. We're looking for ideally a green source. Otherwise a soul land would be fine. Specifically a lab. Pass. Temple Garden Shock. To the Grist. Trigger. Oh, we did find the Ugin Lab. Ugin Lab. Imprint, Devour, Null Drift. I think we actually imprint the Null Drift. Cast Talisman and pass. And pass. Okay. 2. Could be for Sam. If it's for Sam, we're just going to straight up exile it on the spot. Yeah. No ifs, ands, or buts about that fact. Draw. Thinking. Ramp and exile. Question is, do I want to ramp one more, or do I want to cast Malevolent Rumble? Let me just ramp one more. Bye, Sam. And pass. Next turn we can play Utopia Sprawl, which will be mana neutral. Waller Roots is fine. Gilded Goose is fine. And draw. Writhing Chris. They can theoretically get the win next turn, can't they? Windswept Heath fetch. Forest. Utopia Sprawl for red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Malevolent Rumble. Stonebrain Myco. I mean, Stonebrain stripping out Sam should be enough. Cat actually does get turn off Grist though. So I think we go for Cat instead of Sam. That seems right. Stonebrain. Stonebrain target you. Name Cauldron Familiar. I guess the Renegade Rallier can also trigger it. There's Young Wolf. Okay, so Young Wolf can trigger it as well. That's about it. And then pass. And pass. So imagine you'll play the Birthing Writ, and Birthing Writ. I use the Waller Root. Trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can go Writhing Curse and Devour. 4. Collector Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Still can go for it. So we'll go trigger 1, trigger 2, always yield, 3, 4, 5, and we'll get rid of the Birthing Writ and pass. Next turn we'll get rid of the Grist, fetch Verdant Cat, and we'll run Tomb into Grave. Yeah, because the Grist is the only thing stopping me from attacking freely, right? There's the Windswept Teeth. And draw. I will simply hit Grist. And go to combat. And Bone scoops it up. Solid stuff. Stonebrain demonstrating once again. That definitely worth keeping. It was performing really poorly into the Breach meta, but it definitely feels a lot better here post BNR. So happy to have it. That said, we'll be back for round 7. Alright, and we're back for round 7 on the draw for game 1. What makes this hand good? I mean, a Talisman gets us to... Talisman or a Soul Line gets us to a turn 3 Chrysalis into a turn 4 Sire or Myco Spawn. It's a bit slow for my liking, especially on the draw. Put a mulligan here. This is looking a lot better by comparison. Windswept Teeth, Utopia Sprawl. We might just drop the Rumble. Yeah, let's just drop the Rumble, I think. Keep, drop Rumble, and done. Reveal, and pass. Misty Rain, trigger, I mean, there's the temple in case something happens. Otherwise, we could go rumble. But I think we go temple in case like Writhing Chrysalis gets countered, I suppose. Either that or we go into another Writhing Chryst. But I think we go temp. We draw. Winds with Teeth, fetch. For a forest. Utopia Sprawl for red. Does this resolve? Red and pass. Hollowed Fountain, shock. Blue for, oh, it's Living End. Okay, well, that tells me what I need to do here then. We'll pass in full. Reading Pool, shock. Draw. We can Myco Spawn into Myco Spawn, because the Writhing Chryst really does nothing here, right? So I think we go temp, cast Myco Spawn. Now I kind of wish I kept that rumble, geez. And then we'll go with Eldrazi Temp and pass. Very neat. You want to interrupt? My cat was zombie clawing at the door. And we'll pass. So now we'll cast Living End if they have it. Yep, Charlotte's Agent. So I think we need to get rid of Curator of Mysteries. And draw. Gemstone. So 2, 4, 6, 7. 7. No, I want to be able to do both. So yes, Gemstone Cavern. Let's get rid of a flyer. And pass. You have a subtlety. That'd be unfortunate. Flare denial. That's even worse. Wow. I was not expecting that, that's for sure. Nine, 11 down to 8. End step draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 2 would be 6. Writhing Chryst trigger. And we'll go with a forest. Let's see. Let's get rid of the Hollowed Fountain, as that gets rid of an Ardent Play as an option. We can go Commercial District to try and set up for next turn. Otherwise we can Bajuka Bog and get rid of the Curator, but I think we just go Commercial Dish. Trigger. Null Drifter top. And pass in full. Gain some life with a food token, that's fine. And pass. Scry, then cycle. Bottom draw. I think we do double block here, because then we can play Null Drifter and block the Curator. Take out the Writhing Chris, that's fine though. Endurance. Hit back my yard. Draw. And one more. Null Drift, draw 2. Hugin's Lab, no imprint necessary, and pass. We'll hold up the Kozilek's Return. Draw. For blue. Five, 6, 7. This way you can still hold up the return. Just make sure of one thing real quick. Yes, that is red. Perfect. Exile the Curator. Kozilek's Return. Force. Rude. We'll have to sacrifice the Shardus Agent. They're still looking for a land. We'll pass. This could be tricky if they do actually hit it. We got there by the skin of our teeth. Living End. Win for game 1. On to game 2, in which we're much better positioned. But we do need to worry about inevitable betrayals, so we're going to cut the Emrakul. Bring in Jailer. I should take a look at my sideboard guide real quick. Living End. Brain and Consign. Jailer. We could bring in Brain, but I feel like it's a bit of a 50-50, so I think Consign and Jailer should be enough. Clear out the return. And Emrakul and cut a Ghost Quarter. Alright, let's run it back. Because, like, we physically just cannot deal with our own Emrakul if it gets hit by an inevitable betrayal. At least with Sire, we can kind of over time. I will keep. And I will pass. Draw. Consign. Utopia Sprawl for blue, and pass, and pass, Lush Portico, Subtlety into the yard, blue for, no, holding, Chrysalis. Only downside of holding blue there, but that's fine. Generous Ent. Feels like they still have Living End. Breeding Pool. Street Wraith. Street Wraith. Interesting. End step. Uggin's Lab. Imprint the Null Drifter. And then pass. Beseiju. Float 2. Yes. For a Stomping Ground Shock. One, two, three, four, five. I can X equals 3. I guess I could go 5 in full if I use the sprawls. You know what? Screw it. We're going for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. And there's a force. Oh, I should have thought about that. Yeah, that was a misplay on my part. I played aggressively, not for some reason considering the force. I don't know why I didn't, is the problem. There's inevitable betrayal. So that's actually fine. I grab a Sire. And draw. Sowing Mycospawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do want to get to our own Sire. So we could play Talisman of Curiosity into Writhing Chris. The only problem I see here is the fact that Hardened Plea is going to buff it if it attacks by itself. Attacks. To 9. And draw. For red. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, here's what we'll do. So yeah, that's 5, trigger 1. Trigger 2. And I definitely played too aggressively. I should have held up the consign rather than doing what I did. Do you have a subtlety? You do. This actually works. Flare, not so much though. Yikes. And pass. Yeah, Flare of the Nile is interesting. Would not have expected that. Kicking myself for playing way too aggressive. I was thinking like, okay, if it's Living End, which I thought it was, then okay, this makes sense, right? But the force was a bit of an issue. Talisman won't cut it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see, double blue, triple blue, double white. So I guess we get rid of double white. You have a consigned memory? No. Need to go commercial district, try and find ourselves something off the top here. If they have the subtlety, they win. Otawara will do it anyways. So yeah, we lost to our own impatience. If I would have just held the consign, then we would have been in a much better position comparatively. So that's on me. Alright, we'll cut the gemstone. And bring back in the Ghost Quarter. Like I said, I don't want to bring in the Emrakul. It just is nigh impossible for me to deal with. Yeah, I should just return the Null Drifter to hand. Grab the forest, call it a day, right? That's what I should have done. I'll keep. We'll play Temple and pass. And pass. Sporific Springs, Bolt. Stomping Grounds, that's nice. And hold. Cycle. Island, put a pause on end step. Done. Commandeer, shoot. No, that's a problem now, isn't it? I get to choose the targets and they target himself. When I do exile, double subtlety, noted. Both bottom and draw, sprawl, stomping ground, shock. Yeah, that commandeer is probably going to be the death of me if I'm not careful. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go temp and pass and pass. Once we draw into a soul land, we can't cast the Sire. Street Wraith. Street Wraith. Trying to draw cards. There's a Generous Sense. So now they will have... I mean, this could just be Living End. Shoot. Shardless Agent. Is it Inevitable Betrayal? Curator. No, it looks like it might be Living End. Yeah, that's a problem. I need a Soul Land ASAP. That will work. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only problem that I see here now is that if they have 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 3 would be 5. If they have a Flare, if they have a Subtlety, or just SOL, even then I think we might be. You go up to 25. Take 2, 6, 9, 12, 22. I mean, we're not dead at least. Oh boy. Lab. No, Imprint. Alright, yeah, the Flare. Thank God for that. An Otawara will also do it. Green. And pass. And pass. No legendary, so they'd need a land Otawara or a Sink in the Stupor, which they've already played one. There's the land. Do they have the Otawara? They do not. Those are hexproof. We'll block the Generosent. I guess if they're hexproof, should probably actually go after them. And the 3. We can attack, go up to 10. Ardent Plea. Inevitable Betrayal. I'm gonna grab 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't grab much. Null Drifter's fine. These Sires might just get me there. Go to combat. Attack with Sire. Push me up to 10. So now they can't target the Sire anymore. We block. Go up to 17, 3, 6, 11. I think we just have to Sire, right? Subtlety. We go up to 17. Put it on top. We block 3, 6, 11. I think they have it with the Null Drift. Shit. Right? Do they have it? I'm pretty sure they do. 6, 11, 15, 17. Yeah, they do. I don't know why they're even continuing. If I had instead gone Soin Megaspawn Jailer, would that have been enough? Block, 3, 6, 10, 12. Yeah, we would have been fine. Shoot. Yeah, I should have played Soin Megaspawn and Jailer. They win here. No, not gonna fall for that again. Almost do it every time. It's just enough. If I had played the Soin Megaspawn and Jailer. Oh, man. I should have considered a subtlety. If I had considered a subtlety, then I could have just gone Soin Megaspawn to bait it out. And then Soulless Jailer as a follow-up. That would have ensured that they wouldn't be able to then living end out of the situation. That would have been the best case scenario. Man. Yeah, I just didn't do the math. If I had taken a moment to sit back and look at the potential outs they had, I mean, to be fair, they already had shown me 2 subtleties, so the chances of the third was slim, but it wasn't 0. I should have played around it. Yeah. Because we could have gone, we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, right? I would have kicked a Myco Spawn targeting the Temple Garden, taking the Charlotte's Agent offline. And then would have been able to play, if they would have subtletied that, we would then have been able to play the Soulless Jailer. You know, the Jailer, we would have been able to at least then block the Generosent. And that would have left us at 1 life. If they would have attacked at that point, right? They likely wouldn't have, because we would have been at 1. Afterwards, we would have then been able to play our next Sire. Yeah. Gotta be joking me. That's on me. Like I said, I didn't account for the third subtlety. Or, yeah, the third subtlety. If I had, then it may have ended differently. At the same time, like, I say that in, like, retrospect to 2020, so how am I supposed to think that, like, they have the third in hand, just sitting there waiting? Could I have played around it? Sure. But if they didn't have it, we just had basically the win on board. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if I would classify it as a misplay, just a different line. Would that line have given me an extra turn, maybe 2, etc.? Yeah. Could have been the winning line, yes. But alternatively, if my opponent just didn't have the subtlety, could we have just won by resolving the Sire? Also, yes, right? Yeah. I guess at the same time, right, if we had resolved the Sire, And maybe here's the argument for the other line, now that I think about it more and more. The argument for the other line would have been Soin Microspawn kick, target the Temple Garden, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, leaving the Sire back under Temple. We kick out the Temple Garden. That guarantees we have an extra blocker, so they can't win on the spot if Sire, if in instance they attack it again. If they don't subtlety it, then we go to cast the Soulless Jailer. That, I imagine, they'd be forced to subtlety. And the reason being is the board state at that point, the only way they get through it is through a living end. Yeah. But if they subtlety the Soin Microspawn and we resolve the Jailer, I mean, they can attack in, we're forced to block, and then they can living end. So I'm not sure if that's much better. Hard to say. I mean, we then end up with another Sire on board the following turn. So hard to say. I don't think either line was perfect if I really mapped it out based on the knowledge I have. Obviously, knowledge now, the Soin Microspawn Jailer line is better. But in the moment, if I had just went through each line and thought about the potential for a subtlety, then like both of them have their issues, I suppose. Rip. Well, sometimes win some, sometimes lose some. I can sit here and go over the if, ands, or buts all day, but the bottom line is we ended up not winning. We are ending with a 5-2 record. It's possible that it get into top 8, but it's really reliant on tiebreakers. I'm not confident. So we'll either be back for top 8 or for the wrap-up. All right, and we're back for game 1 of the quarterfinals. We got there by the skin of our teeth. I wasn't expecting it, I'm not gonna lie. We got there by, I think, like all of 2% on the opponent match win. So thankfully my the 2 opponents in the top 8 who I also lost to got there, so we did get it. I will be keeping this. Opponent goes down to 6. Reveal Devourer and pass. Marsh Flats. Fetch. Sacred Foundry looks like energy at a glance. Yes, indeed. Trigger. K command. Let's go Temple. Pass. Pass. Kite of Souls. Can't do much about this. We'll pass in full. Onslaught Pride. Yikes. Draw. Temple. Pass. Okay, next turn we have a Devourer, so we ideally can get rid of both Guide of Souls. Ragavan. Okay, so what they'll do... Trigger. They won't float the monkey. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of them getting there either. What do you float? I'll float the Guide of Souls. And done. Guide of Souls down. Trigger. Do we block the monkey or the Ocelot Pride? I don't think I can. So we'll just take 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trigger. Windswept Teeth. That's less than ideal, but fine. 9. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Just dump your hand, why don't you? Because now they're going to be able to make double the amount of tokens. Jesus. Ugin Lab. No imprint. Devour. You have to get rid of the Guide of Souls, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough is the problem. Yeah, I think we lose here regardless. They dash the monkey. How much damage is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The thing is, if I... How do we proceed with this? Do I have an out? I don't think I do. Block the monkey. Because we don't have... Like, even if we were to top deck a command, or a return, doesn't matter, right? Monkey out. Card in yard. 3. We're going to make 4 cats. Draw. Swine Mega Spawn, isn't it? Commercial District, just for the hell of it. Utopia Sprawl the yard. Won't cut it. And we'll concede. Oofda. Energy, lost for game 1. Let's move to game 2. Yeah, I mean, that was just kind of a nutty hand that they had. Not sure I could have done much. Alright, we'll cut the gemstone. Cut the ghost court. Cut an Emrakul. And run it back. On the play for game 2, I will keep, play Temple, and pass, and pass. Tis a Ragavan. Yup. Okay, so this is a Null Drifter on 3. Combat, Ramp, Exile, Monkey. Do not want them to either play Charma or Molten Rain if I can help it. I'll have the ability to respond. Arid Mesa, fetch. Plains for a Johnny. I'll pass and draw. Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi. Nice thing about this is that we can pretty much evade whatever they have. There's a K return. Okay, this is looking promising. I will need another land, won't I? On flips, how much loyalty you have? 3. I mean, if you attack, we could block. If you have a discharge. I think we'll probably just take the 2. Yep, we'll take the 2. How much can be done about that? We find an untapped land that we can return. Another Johnny. This is okay. We can kill the Johnny. I guess actually they could just +2. Yeah. Puts it up to 5. Rumble. So if I play Talisman here, and then Rumble, go Sanctum of Ugin or Ugin Lab. Actually, if we go Ugin Lab, of course, if I would have played the Talisman of Curiosity, then we could have actually swept. Funny. Let's go Ugin Lab. Ugin Lab, Imprint, Talisman, go to combat, attack at a Johnny, Annihilator trigger. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, so I can't do all. And pass. Let's see what you got. Ragavan. Attack for 5, down to 12. K command, you can't cast. I would have loved that. Charmaw. Yeah, that's unfortunate. In retrospect, maybe that was just a bit aggressive. Yeah, probably. I should have just held the Ugin Lab up. But it give me a blocker as well for the Ragavan. Knowing that they probably play Charmaw or Molten Rain, I shouldn't have been that aggressive. A mistake's a mistake, but I think it also might just be the fact that I am burnt the hell out at 1:30 a.m. right now. That it's the Null Drifter as well. Yeah. I think that's just a GG's. Commercial District trigger. Utopia Sprawl to Yard. And pass. Yeah, because we would have been able to sweep the board. Whereas now we can't. Let's see if they attempt the plus. They go to combat instead. Pass. Needed a Devourer or an Emrakul something here. If I'd just been able to draw 2 more cards, we could have been somewhere. Down to 5. Fetch. Johnny. A Johnny. Oh, it didn't matter. And then a Johnny for 5 damage. Yeah, I mean, where I messed up was twofold. I shouldn't... I could have imprinted the Null Drifter. That would have been fine. Did I need to? No, I could have just played the Commercial District and passed. Left up the spawn token to block the Ragavan. It would have destroyed something else entirely. We could have swept and then evoked if needed. Yeah. We would have definitely been in a better position had I done that. Another K return. Yeah. That's on me. I played aggressively. and I paid for it. Not even aggressively, I just played incorrectly. Pure plain simple, I didn't need to play the talismans the way I did. I have plenty of mana, so that's not really a good excuse for that. Even if they would have char mod, let's say the temple, this still left me with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or I guess 6. Then a land for 7. Yeah. Yeah. Well, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, sometimes you lose some because you made bad plays. And I will sit here and openly admit I am by no means the best player in the room. And I still have a lot to learn. And that does come at the expense of me losing in ways I'd rather not, but c'est la vie. We lose, we win, we learn. That said, that there will be the end of tonight's run. Unfortunate way for it to end, but it is what it is. As always, you guys did enjoy today's video, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or just some general feedback. It is always appreciated. As I mentioned, by no means the best player in the room, but I'm always striving to be better. So by you guys sharing your feedback with me, I can learn something from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button. We're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. With that being said, I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye!